I realise I've not done much car stuff, like the Capri was welding and stuff like that for a while. I will get back to it, but this is where I work, it's just an office of working. But I've been away, and then I've been doing that Silif motorbike track project, and then I just go off on side quests all the time doing projects. So I had a load of sim rig stuff left over from building my sim rig, and I've just built a new gaming PC. I'm going to do a video on that soon. I've got a proper god level one at the moment. I built another one at work in the office. This office is getting moved around at the minute, but yeah, I built another one. Fuck it, let's have another one, because you can't have enough sim racing. But then not only have I built all this, I'm pissed about modifying all this. I won't bore you with it all and that, but I've got this rigged up and I got this quite good. But on my home rig I have a wheel like that, then I have an F1 wheel. Well, my pal just bought an F1 wheel for one of these, and it's got a digital display on it and everything, but they're 500 quid. And I thought, oh, I'm not spending 500 fucking notes. But I need a Formula wheel, because when you try and drive the Formula car with that wheel, it's a fucking nightmare. So you can actually undo it off the boss, like a normal steering wheel. This is the same PCD as on a standard wheel. On most universal hubs. So I'm going to remove that wheel. It's a decent wheel, it just feels like a normal wheel. And then I've got this hub here that I've got, and this is just for running your own steering wheel on. So you could just put, if you had a Momo steering wheel or something, you could bang that on there, then run it on your rig, so it's like a real car. But what you won't have is all these buttons and paddle shifters. So what I'm going to do is, I've decided to 3D print a wheel. That's right, 3D printed, but it's a big project. It's not a small project. So I've got all the files. I've done several tests, and they've come out with different failures. This is one of the failures. This is one. It was nothing to do with the print file. It was to do with the nozzle getting clogged in the printer, which I've managed to sort again. Yeah, it didn't. Where them squares are on the back there, that's where the handle should slot in. It got blocked and never printed the mounts it should slot into. So we've got a dead fascia there, that's no good. And then I tried printing one in carbon fibre, and that one also failed because it got blocked, but it does look like carbon fibre. But I might be using that as if there's the pieces I've got that I'm about to show you now. And then here is, I might use that as a fascia plate on it yet. That piece, because it will strengthen it even more. I'll run longer bolts through it, and it'll have that carbon fibre look. I'm about to just print the button badge off for it now, with Nurbo ring emblem in it. So yeah, what I'm going to do is, that wheel there, I'm going to put that wheel on this hub, and then you can use that to drive tin top cars with no paddle shifts, and just use the stick, which I've got to make a mount for. See the stick just sat on the floor? I need to make a mount for that. I used to do crypto mining. That's a crypto mining rig, that there. All metal, it's just like a little aluminium profile rig. So like what the rigs are made out of, but smaller. I'm going to cut that down, make a neat little square that the gear stick rests on, like in the centre console sits aside here. And then I was going to weld it to the rig, but rather than weld it to the rig, the computer and static and all the rest of it in there, it's not fucking worth it. I'll just drill holes through it and bolt it directly to the rig, and then that gear stick won't move. But I just do this in between doing my orders and stuff. So I'll put the normal wheel on that, round wheel on that, everything's quick release, and then we're gonna, the Formula wheel that I'm about to put together now, if I just take that fascia, you get the idea. Let's take the grey one because it's easier to see. That wheel just comes off there now, and then this has been made. I haven't made this, someone else made it. This has been made to bolt in it, you see, there. So we'll try and get this done today, and that bolted in. And then you'll have a Formula wheel using all these buttons still, and the paddles. So then I'll be able to go in my beloved Formula 4 and iRacing, and it's going to feel alright, because trying to use that, holy shit, it's bad. So how does this go together then? It's in multiple pieces. I'm just going to print a button badge off it. Now I've got one here. This one's got 3 little holes, because the guy that made it
has his own emblem that then clicks into them 3 holes and goes across the steering wheel. I'm going to print one of them in a minute that's got a nice design on it. That's the way it goes, like that. So we'll get one of them in a minute that goes in there with a nice design on it. This handle, so the handles come in 2 pieces. This is a left, and that's the right one. That's just come out of the printer. I've got to deburr it, so you have to take, see these come out. I can't show you with only one hand, but you have to break them out, break all these tabs off. These are support tabs that, see, it fell off. They adhese it to the bed. So that one needs a deburring. This one's deburred, that one's deburred. I just printed these little dowels. You see your little dowels there? Those dowels fit in there, they're very tight fit. And I want knocking in with a nylon mallet, I think. But just to make sure that everything is not going to move, we're going to put a little bit of super glue on. We're going to put them in there. And then the top, imagine the dowels are in, the top of the handle goes like that. Leave them clamped up a minute while the glue goes off. And then these then, sorry, like that. Then these handles then slot into them recesses and bolt in. So I've got to go and get a load of bolts from downstairs in a minute. They will be bolting into there, into them holes. Wrong side, that side. So they, let's see how that just fell in there. And then your top one, if it was doweled, goes like that. Then the nuts and bolts go through it. But what I'm going to do is, I mean, this is just a prototype. The guy who made this tested it on, that is a 9 Newton meter motor. Pretty powerful. The guy tested this on a 12 Newton meter motor and it never broke. It's just made out of PLA. I could make it out of ABS and it'd be a lot stronger. But this is just a prototype anyway. And then to give it more of a authentic look, I've done it in grey there. We'll see what it looks like. There was a reason I did it in grey, because I was having trouble with black at one point. So I might run that fascia, which will strengthen it a bit more. And then you'll have these handles on it like that. And you think, they're going to look a bit shocking in the grey. Behold, badminton racket grip tape. So I got that from Sports Direct, like rubberized self-adhesive tape. And if you ever see a Formula steering wheel in a car, that's what they have. So I'm going to glue these together in a minute, wrap them while they're off, go and get all the bolts, bolt them together, take the wheel off, bolt them to the hub, bolt the old wheel to this one, and print myself off the badge, bang the badge in the middle, and then we'll test fucking run it and see what it's like. But yeah, 3D printing project, doing it in between work. This is why Capris and things on Beamers and all the rest of it ain't getting done, because I'm just pissing about having fun doing other things, because man, you live once, don't you? And it'd be boring if you just do the same thing over and over and over again. Like if it was just, if I just did, I did used to do just real cars every single day and that, and it made me depressed, I'm not going to lie. It's just, do anything over and over and over again, it just becomes horrible and not enjoyable. So these are my little side quests, my little breaks from it. But we'll get the welder out and get welding on that bag of shit again soon and get that engine bay painted. Don't worry, I will do it. I do everything eventually. It just take a lot on, that's all. So anyway, thought I'd just share that with you. Bit of 3D printing. Well, I've got the wheel all together now, and it's on. I'd say it was plain sailing, but it actually wasn't, because if you ever do this at home, when you take your hub off, when you take these 6 bolts off and remove the wheel, let's just go on. If you remove the wheel, you need to remember there's a little electronics in there. You need to remember what way the wheel went on. So when I put it on, the wheel was upside down and the pins weren't making connections, so none of the rev limiter was working. This, you see, everything works still. What I like about it now is they're in a little recessed hole, because me with my fat hands, I used to catch these buttons all the time, which can be catastrophic in a race. But like now, that's just moving the field of view, or was. So yeah, that's the wheel together. It's still not right, because if I just go over the top there, Look how long the bolts are in the back. I'd rather, there's no washer on the back. I'm going to put a washer on the back tomorrow. I'm going to either change the bolts or cut these ones down with angle grinder. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes there. And what they do is, as well as being mounted on these 6 holes, you take the screws out the back on the button box and you go through the steering wheel. And I think the reason that the designer did that is it's just giving it more, you know, it's got an anchor point there, an anchor point there, there, there and there. It's just making it stronger. But I bought some little screws and they're too long, so they were bottoming out, and the ones that are in aren't long enough to pass through. So tomorrow I'm going to go off when I'm doing my chores, got to go post office and that. I'll get the right size screws, I'll bang them in, so it'll all, you'll see silverware there then as well, look good. Modify them, and then this Nerbo ring button, I can put whatever we want in there. I just did that bit of fun, but we're probably going to make it in this carbon fibre effect with that in white, and then just click that in, or I might just have my name on there or something. I didn't go with the badminton tape in the end. This wheel's on, so it's under tension. I went with, it's like a fabric electrical tape for wiring looms. I've got loads of it and it's really strong stuff, really grippy stuff, so I taped it up with them. But yeah, I'm in the car I'm in at the moment doesn't have a dashboard, but the one I did a minute ago lined up there perfect. But yeah, it works. I've just been round doing a few laps in this, and it takes the strength of it, no problem, so it's fine. So another project under my belt. Catch you later.